Welcome everybody. We'll get this party started. This is a great ceremony to be a part of, and I am happy to welcome you to it today. I am Mayor Mike Mendenhall of Spanish Fork City, and excited to conduct the swearing in of Chief Matt Johnson today. A couple of agenda items that we'll roll through. First, we'll have the honor guard present the colors. At the time when they do that, we'll ask everybody to stand. I'll make a few remarks. I'll turn it over then to Manager Seth Perrins, and then we'll turn it over to the Honorable Judge Christine Johnson to swear in our new chief. And then we'll have some remarks by Chief Matt Johnson, along with the 1041 call to round it out. So again, welcome. Thank you, family and friends, for being here. A lot of familiar faces. And we'll go to the honor guard now.
Will the audience please rise? Honor guard, attention. Port arms. Forward march. Mark time. Ready, halt. Ready, face. Present colors. Will the audience please repeat the Pledge of Allegiance after me?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor guard, post colors. Port arms. Right face. Forward march.
We sure do appreciate the honor guard and their professionalism in these important meetings that we have as a city, and they bring that dignity, that respect to the room when they perform that service. So thank you so much. Again, it's my honor to be here today. I'd like to recognize our city manager and city council that is here with us today. Sitting about halfway back there, Councilman Shane Marshall, Councilman Chad Argyle, Councilwoman Beck, Councilman Gordon, and Councilman Euler. Here today, along with our city manager, Seth Perrins. These are times when it comes to the retirement of Chief Adams just a couple of days ago, and then the swearing in of our new chief of police that don't honestly come along very often in a city. Probably for good reasons. Again, the steady hand of leadership in such an important role that a city undertakes, the safety, happiness, and health of its residents. It sure was an honor to sit in on the applicants and the interviews for this job when Chief Adams announced his retirement. I can tell you it was made up of people inside the city, some elected officials, but also some people from outside the city that are in law enforcement. And one remark that I'll never forget after the applicants were interviewed, discussed, and talked about was an individual highly regarded in the field that has been in law enforcement many decades in Utah County, said you have a fantastic field of applicants to choose from. And he said your only risk in Spanish Fork is that you have quite a few applicants that could be the chief of police in a lot of cities in this county and in this state. I felt very honored to be sitting there and hearing someone that didn't have to tell us that say that to us. It brought even that much more respect for your profession, but also for the professionalism that you conduct yourself with. When I'm in this room as mayor, it would be lost on me if I didn't tell you that I've been in this room before. I've been in this room for Chamber of Commerce meetings. I've been in this room for trainings. I've been in this room for traffic school. Thankfully, my 15-year-old isn't back here to hear that, so I won't tell him that. But every correspondence that I've ever had with the Public Safety Department of Spanish Fork has been something that Chief Matt Johnson emulates. It's professionalism, it is outreach, it's compassion, but it's somebody that you know has your best intentions in mind. And I've seen that in Chief Johnson. I'm excited for his leadership, for his role that he will undertake. He's already been a leader in our department, but this role, myself, the city council, and city management have the utmost confidence in you, in your abilities to continue to bring the professionalism and the notoriety that is of our police department. You don't see a lot of people leaving our police force in a day and age where that seems to be a trend across the country. It speaks a lot of our leaders and a lot of you individuals in the back there, the professionalism, the camaraderie that you have of the guys and girls that put it on every day and keep our community safe. So from me to you, thank you. And from me to you, Chief Johnson, congratulations and best of luck. We'll be here supporting you in every way we can. Thank you.
Chief Johnson, it's a pleasure to be here, and it's an amazing experience to stand in this room and look behind you. In just a moment, you'll get to stand up again and look at the room that is full of people. And I want you to, when you do this in just a moment, I want you to stop, take a deep breath, and look and take in who all is here. The number of people that are here to support you and are here to be with you is fantastic. And your success as a leader in this department will come from them, not from you. You already know this. I'm not saying anything to you that you don't know, but really the accomplishments of Chief Adams before you weren't really just because of Steve, but really because of the men and women in the department that stood beside him, behind him, and sometimes in front of him, depending on the days and the circumstances. And they'll do that exact same thing for you because they love you already. You've got years of experience working with these fine men and women, and they already know who you are, and they're ready and willing to support you. That's one thing I love about our police department, our public safety department as a whole. Just such amazing people. And for the last few decades that you've been a part of this department, you've participated in bringing on, through the hiring process, a number of these people that you get to work with. And so my charge to you as you lead is to sometimes lead from the front, sometimes lead from behind, but to always lead with your example and to lead with kindness. And as you do that, I'm pretty confident that in an appropriate way, we could take over the world. We could. maybe one city, okay, I better stop. I'm getting outside of the lines here, but in every regard, with every challenge that we face, we can overcome it because of the men and women that we have working with you, and I'm excited for you to have the opportunity to lead them. I have great confidence in you and great confidence in this department, and you have my support. I know you have the mayor and council's support and the support of all these great folks that are in this room. Best of luck. We stand here to be with you. Thank you.
I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
There you go. Love you.
I've asked my daughter Shay to come up and pin my badge on me because she likes the limelight so much. So. Thanks, Shay. This really is an awesome site. Seth was correct when he said take a moment and look out here and look at all my support, and I do appreciate each and every one of you for being here today. I'm honored to stand before you today as Spanish Fork City's 45th Chief of Police. I would like to thank Mayor Leifson, Mayor Mendenhall, members of the council, City Manager Seth Perrins, Assistant City Manager Tyler Jacobson, and members of the selection committee. I'm grateful for your trust and confidence in appointing me to this position. Thank you to the members of the Honor Guard for the flag ceremony, and a big thank you to Jill Thorpe and Nick Porter for your efforts in coordinating today's events. Most of all, thank you to my family and friends who supported me throughout my career. I'd like to point out my brother Jared here that traveled from Guatemala to be here today. And it's kind of ironic, he was an officer here in '96 and '97, and I was hired to replace him. And to the men and women of the Spanish Fork Police Department, thank you for your words of encouragement and for the support that you've shown me. I'm very fortunate to work with individuals who truly possess a desire to serve the citizens of Spanish Fork. As your Chief of Police, I want you to know you have my full support. I will strive to continue to provide you with the best equipment, the best training, and the best personnel. Please know that my door is always open, my phone is always on. I want to hear from you. Even if you're having a bad day and you need to yell at someone, please come and see me. When we interview candidates for officer positions, Lieutenant Anderson always has a question that he asks every candidate. And the question is, what can you tell me about the Spanish Fork Police Department? 9 times out of 10, the response is, I hear you are like a family here. You support one another and you care about one another. I think of each and every one of you like family. Thank you to Lieutenant Anderson and Slaymaker for your assistance during this transition. You have provided me with valuable guidance and insight. To the citizens of Spanish Fork, thank you. For the past 25 years, I have had the opportunity to serve in numerous capacities throughout the police department. I've interacted with citizens who care about the well-being of this community. You care about your neighbors and friends. The community support that we receive as first responders is amazing. This is a very difficult profession. The support we receive indicates we are valued and appreciated. During the summer of 2020, when the civil unrest was occurring throughout the country and the Defund the Police movement was unfolding, I was speaking with a friend from out of state. He stated, I bet you are tired of the disrespectful citizens, the disparaging remarks, and the lack of support from the citizens. My response was, not in Spanish Fork. I told him about the day I pulled into the station parking lot and our building was decorated with posters of support from citizens with the kind words of, we love you, you have our support, keep the faith, and we are here for you. I told him about the officer that exited a restaurant and a $50 bill was folded beneath his windshield wiper with the note that read, buy your fellow officers lunch. I told him about the unlimited supply of crumble cookies, donuts, meat trays, peanut butter bars, and gift cards that we receive from citizens of our community. I told him about the numerous citizens and businesses that annually donate thousands of dollars to our Shop with the Cop program. And I told him about the kindergarten student that stopped by the station to bring us a picture of a policeman from his coloring book. I told him Spanish Fork loves their police officers. When I graduated from the police academy 27 years ago, I had no idea what path my career would take. I certainly did not expect to be standing before you today. I did not get here alone. I've been very fortunate to have the opportunity to work and associate myself with some wonderful people. I've been mentored and supervised by some of the best. I'm standing here today because of you and what you have done for me. As I look throughout the audience today, I see many of you and some very fond memories come to mind. Once again, thank you for the influence you've had in my life. To Chief Adams, thank you for the example that you have been to me. Your actions have taught me what a true leader is. I've learned so much from you. You definitely care about your people. I realize I have some very large shoes to fill. I know that when I am faced with a difficult decision, all I have to do is ask myself, what would Chief Adams do? And I know that I will make the correct decision. I wish you and Marla all the best. Law enforcement has definitely evolved during the past several years. We must be transparent and accountable to those we serve. Our interaction with the public results in an arrest less than 10% of the time. We must have the mindset that our profession is that of service. We are asked to help when someone is having their worst day or they have just experienced the most tragic event of their life. We must serve with compassion, honor, and respect. Spanish Fork is a growing and vibrant community. We must implement innovative styles of policing as we continue to grow. Even though we are a growing community, I still practice the Sheriff Andy Taylor philosophy of policing. Common sense policing and doing what's best for the community and its citizens. If we as public servants abide by this philosophy, we will continue to have the support of those we serve. In closing, I would like to thank you all again for your presence here today and for your continued support. To the men and women of the police department, I look forward to working with you, and I am confident that we're going to accomplish great things. Thank you.
I don't know how long it'll be in history until you see a picture like that again, that a chief of police is sworn in by his wife. That is a pretty neat experience to go on top of a pretty neat person in Chief Matt Johnson and a pretty neat department in the Spanish Fork Police Department. So thank you all for being here. The 1041 call is how we'll finish this ceremony, and then we'll dismiss. So thanks again. Best of luck, Chief Johnson. We stand with you and behind you, and are here to support you as a community.
Central 6J1.
6J1?
Central 6J1, I'll be 1041.
6J1, Chief Matthew R. Johnson is 1041 at 1650 hours and has begun his tour of duty as Spanish Fork City's 45th Chief of Police. Congratulations, Chief Johnson, and good luck.
Copy, thank you.